This Venice wetland is maintained and enhanced by the developer of the land around it. It's a great example, environmental consultant Alec Hoffner says, of how humans and our natural resources can peacefully coexist.
The permitting process, as part of the authorizations that we received for this project, one of the conditions is that we maintain this wetland in the condition that or in a better condition than it was before the project occurred.
Right now they're treating the exotic nuisance species with a herbicide, with an aquatically approved herbicide to keep them under control.
In its current state, it's functioning very well.
400,000 new people flock to Florida each year. Those people need places to live, shop, and drive.
There's not a lot of elevation here. We're very flat, and as a result, we have a lot of wetlands. And so it's inevitable that there's going to be conflicts between development and wetlands.
I had a lady one time criticize me for a decision I made on a development that did in fact lose a very small, insignificant, degraded wetland. And the person lived in a subdivision in an area where I grew up as a child, and I knew it to be high quality environmental habitat.
Criticism of development in Florida can be fierce, and at times can result in legal battles and protests.
It shows that people move to this area because of the natural beauty in large part. And once they move to this area, they become stewards of that natural beauty. And when they see it lost, it's only natural that they react. And we all react differently.
Thaxton, a former county commissioner and lifelong environmental advocate, says education about the process and preserving the most pristine pieces is key.
The balance comes in taking the remainder of the land, that we cannot purchase, we can't buy it all because there's just simply not enough money to do it, and then making sure that the development that happens on the remaining lands are done in a responsible way that both optimize the human use of it, but as well protect the watershed, the air quality, and the habitat for the native species.
You've got multiple governmental agencies that oversee development processes.
John Henslick is an environmental scientist who sits on the board of one of those agencies, SwiftMud, or the Southwest Florida Water Management District.
Any permit that is issued by the state or by the county or by the Army Corps of Engineers has been reviewed by these experts in detail. The project has.
A lot of levels of review. So by the time a project is completely permitted, there's been many scientists that have reviewed the project.
And if that plan includes impacting a wetland, regulations require a developer to replace or mitigate any of its functions that will be lost.
In a mitigation type of an agreement, it says that the exotic nuisance species have to be maintained at less than 5% coverage in perpetuity. So that means for years and years and years to come, forever.
Scientists use a precise process that ranks the wetland's function and requires specific steps for offsetting any lost functions before a development plan is ever approved.
I think that regulations are pretty strict. It all depends on where you go. I think Sarasota County is known to be a little bit more strict than other counties, and that's okay.
We could probably have better regulations and have fewer, as opposed to have more regulations that are not targeted.
In my professional opinion, the regulations on protecting wetlands are as stringent as they need to be.
It's a process that most have faith in to preserve and protect the beautiful landscape that those hundreds of thousands of people move here every year to enjoy.
My professional career was mostly as a real estate broker. My father was a real estate developer. My grandfather was a home builder in Sarasota. So I always had the background on the real estate side, but growing up on a ranch in Central Florida, I had this passion for saving some of it so that generations to come could actually go to a place in Sarasota and experience what my ancestors did.